What's good, everyone? It is day 2 of NMB's real Hanashikai event here at ATC Hall. As you can see right behind me is the ATC Hall Museum, which actually is where the event is actually being held. So today is going to be a really short day. I'm only here for slot 2. I got my handy dandy ticket holder, Hanashikai ticket holder. I got a bunch of tickets. But yeah, I only have slot 2 tickets, but I got this many. Ton. I messed up when ripping the tickets, so his part's a little ripped up, but yeah. Anyway, yes, today I only have a Hanashikai today, only for slot 2, 15 tickets, so basically how I'm going to do it, I'm probably going to, break it up. Probably, I might do like, I'm not sure if I'll do 3 loops of 5 or 5 loops of 3 or something like that, we'll see. Have some conversation ideas planned for her. I'm not going to do a full-on like 10 stack, but yeah. That's how it's going to be. So, it'll be a short day, and then I'll be heading back home. So, yeah. I'll let you guys know how it went after the talks. All right, hey guys, welcome back. Yeah, so I just got done with my calls. I'm totally still here at ATC Hall. You can see it's right there in the background. People just standing, waiting for their next calls and stuff. But yeah, I finished up my talks with did I say calls? Man, I'm so used to do it online. Not used to this whole in-person being around real life people. But yeah, finished my talks with Hanashikai, and yeah, so I had 15 tickets, as I said earlier. And so what I'd say I do is loops with 3 tickets each. So I did like 3, 3, 3. Then an idea popped up in my head. So I used 1 ticket, and then I did 2 for my last one. But yeah, I think it went pretty well. For the most part, I still have some like issues with like the real life events or whatever, which I'll talk about like probably at the end of this video. But let's see, because kind of summarize the talk. So after yesterday's event, I went down to Linku Town, which is like 1 station away from the Kansai airport, and I got some Panda Express, because that's the only that's where Panda Express is in all of Osaka, is all the way over by the airport. So it's like a 45-minute train ride on the Kansai Express line. And while I went down there, like there was like a ton of like people there for some reason, because it's November, but for some reason they also had like a fireworks festival or some kind of fireworks show, which is like, I think you guys are like 2-3 months late for that kind of stuff, but whatever. Anyway, so it was super crowded. And actually, what really sucked was like in the dining, like the food court area, which is where the Pan Express was. Like maybe half of the tables and seats are all blocked off, because like they don't want people just like hanging out there to watch the fireworks show. So they're all blocked off. So actually, one of those tables, that's just where Karen sat. I think earlier this summer when she went. So I was hoping to sit in the same table as that, but couldn't, so I ended up just sitting at some stool. Took a picture of it. It's good. Yeah, good Pan Express. I've had it for like pretty much almost a year. I think the last time I got one was like at Jam 2021. So back when NMB went there last year. So back last time I was in Yokohama, I guess. I guess I was in Yokohama another time, but yeah. Anyway, yeah. So over here, hey, it's good. Highly recommend Panda Express. This video is not officially sponsored by Panda Express, but I endorse it. So go get some orange chicken. That's my recommendation. Anyway, yeah. So then I told her about that, and she's like, "Oh, hey, yeah. Hey, I saw your pic. Thanks for showing me that. I wish I could have gone." So that was good. And then I kind of just told her, yeah, it was really crowded and stuff. Yeah. And then I was before she did this, like I was planning, like I was gonna ask her about like how her YouTube channel was going, because it's been like a little over a month, I think even longer, about a month, I guess, since like she like posted anything. And even then, like before that, like she was like pretty like not too regular with like the updates, like pretty much since like Greatest Showman ended, she like her like content kind of like kind of stopped. So I was gonna ask her like about how YouTube videos, how the YouTube channel is going. But yeah, but literally like that morning, like I think it was like actually right after like I like recorded the first half of this video, she she like uploaded a new video, and it's kind of like a follow up on like her kind of documentary, or like the process of like making the costumes for the Undergirls concert, making the time bomb costumes. So that was it was like nice timing. So then like I told her, oh yeah, I watched it, it was real nice. And then kind of like tried to give like some like I don't know, kind of comments like on the channel, what I think about like her channel, and like generally like her specialty is like fashion and cosmetics and stuff, which doesn't really apply to me. So, but I kind of like joked. I was like, oh no, how do I become like multi? How do I become like popular? She was like, oh, you should like work out. And I'm like, okay, and I start flexing in front of her, and that was all right. And then then I kind of recommend like, okay, you go, like I told her like, yeah, I like your like these like kind of documentary, like kind of behind the scenes style videos you do like with the members and like about events and stuff. So like maybe I mean, I guess you do a lot of events now, like you do like the like you're doing the rugby ambassador stuff now, and you were really into like the Ulrich's baseball team stuff, earlier. I guess too late for Ulrich's, but yeah, maybe you could do some coverage on like the rugby stuff. And she's like, yeah, yeah, actually, I'm thinking of like getting into like being like a kind of like a sports, you know, leaning into the sports Kara, I guess, or a sports like content. So I think she did say like she's gonna try like doing like some like like live reports or whatever of like going to like the sports games, the sports ball games, and doing that stuff. So that's cool. Look forward to that. Hopefully, she gets like some good content from that. Uh, then I gave her some ideas for like I tried telling her about YouTube Shorts, and I don't think she quite understood what I was talking about. I was like, shorts, YouTube Shorts. And she's like, no, she didn't quite get it. And then I has like, okay, it's like TikTok videos, but you put them on YouTube, and short videos, and like they're really popular. Basically, that's what YouTube loves right now. And so I try to give her ideas. Like the theme is Piro everywhere. Or I told her like Doku Demo Piro. And essentially like just random things like in everyday life you see Piro. So I told her about this like at like one of these online talks before, where I was like, oh yeah, I'm entering the codes, I'm doing Piro when I type, so it's Piro typing. So she thought that was really really funny, and then like that and then I brought that back up again. I told her like, oh you go to wash your hands, and oh no, you forgot your towel. Well, I guess you have to like dry your hands Piro style, so you like do this to dry off your fingers from like using the water. So it was like that. And she found it was a pretty fun idea. So I don't know, man. I don't know. That was like a dumb idea. Uh, that and then this was probably the highlight of the call. So that's when I use like one ticket for. So like I showed her my shirt. I'm like, look, check out my shirt. It's a special power. It's a special attack. She like doesn't know what this is because she doesn't know anything about video games. So obviously it's from Street Fighter. It's how to do a Hadoken. But I told her, okay, yeah, these are the directions. So you go down, diagonal right, and then right, and the P is for Piro. So that's how you do the Piro beam. And then I do the Piro beam to her. And she's like, oh, she's really, really happy. She thinks this is like a custom t-shirt or whatever, just for Piro. So that was actually pretty funny. And then like she's like, oh, thanks for teaching me how to do the Piro beam. So that was good. And then and then like I like told her, hey, okay, I'm going home after this. Had to go back all the way to Tochigi. I guess she didn't know I lived in Tochigi, but that's essentially why I like it took a while to get this part of the video up. Cause basically after I left, went over to Shin Osaka, grabbed some food, and then got on the Shinkansen back to Tokyo, and then took the train back again up here to Tochigi. So she didn't know that. Yeah, she got on like like, hey, have a safe trip, and then like have fun at work tomorrow, have fun at school, and called me sensei. So yeah, overall, I think it was all right. I think 15 tickets. I mean, how do people like do like that for like multiple slots? It's crazy. I honestly I don't like getting that many tickets even for one slot. Instead, I like to like spread it out. Get like six or something, because I love the devil, and get yeah, you kind of have different topics for each time you go through. And I mean, the good thing about like these like in-person events is you can break up the tickets. You can do like the limit right now is like 10 at a time. which actually can be a problem sometimes when like you're in line and like the person in front of you decides to drop like 10 tickets, and so you're like, okay, well, now you're waiting there for like 2 minutes, and it's kind of, you get bored, and there's like other members like nearby, so uh yeah, that can be annoying for it. But then yeah, you can break it up. So sometimes you don't want to use all your tickets at once, which the problem with the online ones is you can't break up your ticket. So if you buy like 8 tickets, well, you have to use all 8 tickets. You can't just do like two, 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 or whatever, 4 and 4. But this you can. So that's like the good point I think about these in-person events. Another good point about these events is the I guess like the whole like social aspect. You know, like you get to see all the fans there. And you get to like meet like the people like you either talk to online, or like you only see them like at concerts every now and then. But yeah, that's always good. And actually, so like there were like on both days, actually I had like random like people come up to me and like, oh hey, like you do like the YouTube stuff, right? I'm like, oh yeah, I do the YouTube stuff. So and I talked to her for a little bit, and then I'm off. And then like in this line today though, like in Karen's line, I had to chat a couple fans, like a couple Japanese fans, like just randomly like chat with me. Like one guy, I think it might have been his like first time going to one of these events or whatever, because he had 2 tickets, and he's like, I guess he was asking me like where you like, he's like, how many tickets do you have? And I'm like, oh, I'm gonna use 3 at a time. Like I have 15 or whatever. And he's like, oh, okay, I have 2 tickets. Like, do you know how long the tickets are? I'm like, I mean, it's like one ticket is about like 15 seconds. Like, oh, okay, so I guess I can go through twice. And I'm like, yeah, that's a good idea. Or you can use up to 10 at a time. So yeah, I guess it's like his first time going. So I kind of helped him out. Somehow, this random gaijin at this Japanese like kind of centric event is the expert on how to do these kind of events. So that's pretty funny. But yeah, and like he went through, he did his ties, and he's like, oh, thanks for helping me. I'm like, yeah, no problem. I hope you had a good day, and then leave. And then another time, like while I was in line, it's like I've already checked in or whatever, and then waiting to talk to Karen. A guy in front of me is like, oh, you're a Karen fan, like just like start talking to me. Yeah, I was like, and then I first didn't hear him, but he's like, hey, what do you like about Karen? Well, I guess like the Japanese, it's like doko kara. First he asked, where am I from? Yes, where are you from? You're from America. And he's like, okay. And it's like, and then he asked like, okay, what part of Karen do you like? It's like Karen no doko gai or whatever. It's like what do you like about Karen? And I don't know, he's probably like, a lot of these people like, she's cute or whatever, or whatever, attractive or whatever. I'm like, oh, she's really cheerful and cute and fun, and and then like I said, like, oh yeah, she gives like a really good good responses on social media and stuff. So she's like, oh okay, he's like, yeah, I get it. So yeah, um, that was a a nice little chat with him. I guess we're doing like a compliment sandwich, right? So good thing, bad thing, good thing, bad thing, right? Bad thing, and I noticed across both days. So like the ticket system, so they brought back the paper tickets, and I actually last time it was all electronic tickets, and so like they wouldn't touch anything because it was like this was like 6 months ago, 7 months ago, like still afraid of the corona, so they wouldn't touch your ID, they wouldn't touch your phone. But this time, yeah, they grab your tickets, they grab your ID. They check off like a bunch of things, like they check the ticket like 5 times, like draw like 5 tickets or 5 check marks on the ticket, and yeah, so it's kind of spending a long time doing that, checking in, and sometimes like these lines like they take I don't know, there's a lot of people using a lot of tickets at once, but they will start taking up too much time, and then there'll be like a second person will show up. And I think they're not like dedicated to like that table. They're just like floating around, like looking for like, oh, this line looks a little long ago, I'm gonna like support them. But then like the second person like starts like they end up being like way slower than the main ticket checker person. So sometimes like I got caught a few times where again like they'll like be checking my tickets, and then the time it takes them to check off and like mark everything and like get the stapler from the table and staple my tickets, like 2 or 3 people like will have already gone past me, which I mean generally I don't care too much. Like, okay, somebody will go in front of me, I don't care, whatever. But Jeff and I were like, we were in the line for Misaki yesterday, and like I guess our goal is like doing this is like some weird like wotaku thing, but it's called like Rinbon. Basically, you line up together, you can kind of like like leapfrog or tag team on a member or whatever. So we're doing that, but then like So I got the main checker, and then Jeff got like the backup checker, and so like I was waiting for like the backup checker to let him like go through or whatever. During that time, like yeah, like two people like went in for the main checker. So yeah, the backup checker stuff is kind of leaves more to be desired. I understand like yeah, they're doing what they can. It's like sometimes it might be better if you just don't just don't help, I guess. But I don't know. So there's that. Let's see. Okay, I guess other good stuff. Again, really, I think the social stuff is really cool. I mean, especially if you have people here you already know, you can like meet up with them, and then like there's like the breaks between like every three sessions. There's like a half-hour break, so you can go and get lunch or something, or chill for a bit, and then talk about what did you talk about? How'd that go? Okay, cool. Kind of get like that kind of which is always fun to do. Let's see. Oh yeah, I guess that is another good thing. I guess I should say is and I've said this like at the previous one too, but like you can see every member like in the line from a distance. If you're like way in line, you can see at least like the next like 3 or 4 people like on each side. So you get to see a lot of members. It's pretty nice, and you get to see like their little poster board with a custom message. It's pretty fun. It's pretty cool. And then let's see. I guess a kind of negative thing, and I think I also had this problem last time as well. Is like the members have trouble hearing you because it's like really noisy, and then you have to like kind of speak up. And I think combination of wearing a mask and then like them having like the plastic screen in front of them, and you're standing like yeah, I don't know, like 3 feet or so apart from each other, a meter, 2 meters or so. 5 feet, I guess. Yeah, yeah, it's kind of hard. So like there are a few times like there's like members like lean up like really like this to get a better listen of what you're saying. And there's sometimes like I was talking to Karen, like I could tell like she either I said something wrong, which is very likely, or yeah, she just could not hear. And she's like, yeah, yeah, yeah. And I'm like, it wasn't a yes or no question. It wasn't a yes or no question. So I had to kind of repeat myself and waste time or whatever. So there's that. That was kind of that's really annoying. So I think that's probably the one edge I still have over like the online ones is like in the online lace, you have the microphone, you can the camera or whatever. It's not as noisy. They're wearing earbuds, you're wearing earbuds, so like they can clearly hear you. So you can actually have these kind of like more, you know, very like I guess like not flawless, but smooth conversations, I guess. So that's pretty good. But yeah, the in-person ones, yeah, I'm still like I was like really excited for them, and then now I'm like, but I think yeah, I wish I got more tickets. Kind of, it's kind of like my regret. Of course, that's all the problem with these events. Like, oh man, I wish I had more tickets. And this was kind of like partially my fault because like I was like deciding on like waiting on like okay, am I gonna do something this weekend or what or not? Get like the time off request approved and whatnot. So by the time I actually did it, though, it was like 4 rounds in or whatever. So most members were already sold out. So like these tickets I got, like Karen, like they were added additionally. So I was able to like do that. So that's why I got mostly Karen tickets. And then like all the other members I like, Fua, Mew, uh, Waka Poland or whatever. Yeah, either like they were sold out or just the time wasn't really good. Because especially like for today, like I can only do like until like noonish or so I could get back to Tochigi. Whereas all the owners, they may have had tickets available, but it was later in the day. So I'm like, yeah, it wasn't gonna work. So, but yeah, yeah, it was yeah. Overall, it's fun. I mean, we'll see. Hopefully, they do these in Kanto again. I guess it's my first time going to ATC Hall, and I kind of like the venue for ATC Hall. But yeah, hopefully, I can go to Kanto. I'll probably be doing more regularly if they do them in Kanto, and get more of a better mix of members and stuff. Oh yeah, one cool thing I noticed at this. So I was like way in line for Karen, and I think I was like next in line or whatever, like 2 people in front of me, and they had some person like come out through the other side, and with a staff with him. I wasn't sure. Oh, okay, is this guy like he had some complaint or whatever, and then he'd redo his talk, which sometimes that happens. But apparently, I guess like the guy might be like I don't know, like deaf or mute or something. I don't know, like has some kind of speaking impairment or hearing impairment or whatever. I guess they were like he had like this like signboard or whatever, and staff also had a signboard or whatever. And I guess they can speak kind of like sign language or something. Anyway, yeah. So what it is like they had to give a special edition. They gave Karen like this like clipboard of a sign, like a paper or whatever, and like wrote a message. Basically, that's how their talk was like basically writing messages to each other, which that seemed like pretty interesting to watch. Like, oh, okay, that's pretty cool. Like they are accompanying, like accommodating, different people with like different like needs. So that's cool. And actually, I think he used I heard like 2 tickets, so roughly 30 seconds. No, but he was able to, I think he already had something pre-written, and then like she was able to like respond with something within that time. But I mean, all she wrote was like "arigato, Piro," or whatever, something like that. So I got to watch that happen. Yeah, no, that's cool. That's cool to watch. But yeah, overall though, like yeah, these real events. I guess this seems like this might be like the what they're doing forward. Like when the next single or album or whatever comes out, it seems like they might be going in this direction, especially because like sales wise, these like blew the online sales out of the water completely. They sold out immediately, not immediately, but pretty quickly. And yeah, it seems like I guess I don't really get many other. Talked to like some other people like Baku, and then like they say like yeah, it was like hard to hear the members, and it was hard for them to hear us. So I mean yeah. So I mean it's not just my problem exclusively. And yeah, but I guess going forward it's probably gonna be these in-person events. Hopefully they'll still keep the online ones, whatever it goes, they go 50-50 with them, or 80-20 or whatever. Yeah, but yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see what they do for next time. Yeah, if it is gonna be mostly if it's gonna be 50-50, then I'll probably like kind of go with that as well. But I probably won't go to every single in-person event. I definitely will not be going to Osaka unless I have like there's a concert or some kind of other event there that week or weekend prior or whatever. In which case, yeah, sure, I'll probably be going to Kanto more. But yeah, that's I think that's kind of it for my thoughts on these in person, the real Hanashikai events. Let me know in the comments what you think about. I mean, I guess if you you experience it, probably not. But let me know. Like, hey, what are your thoughts? Like, if you come to Japan, like, and the borders are open now, so there's like no excuse not to come to these events, other than getting saving money and stuff. Like, would you like consider going to one of these events? And yeah, feel free to ask me questions and like any concerns or whatever you think about like these events. Like, how do you sign up? Because I guess there's also an interesting thing with this. It's like they like 2 days ago they announced that like NMB record label changing from the Yoshimoto Laugh Out Loud records to Universal Music. I think it's Sigma or whatever. So I mean that'll probably affect like the distribution, like who they sell it, what platform they sell it on, or whatever. But that'll be different going forward. But yeah, just let me know your thoughts in the comments, and like the video, subscribe to the channel, share all that good shit, and I will see y'all again in another video.